Okey, salam sejahtera. Selamat datang dan bertemu kembali dalam satu lagi edisi forum. Hari ini bertemankan Ben, minggu yang baru dan tetamu-tetamu yang nak kata baru tak. Mereka pernah berada di sini, salah seorang, tetapi hari ini topiknya jauh berbeza kerana kita ceritakan tentang kejayaan. Apa yang mereka lakukan merupakan satu kejutan barangkali yang dilaporkan di media cetak, di media sosial dan sebagainya. Saya ceritakan berkaitan dengan Sabah yang menjuarai Piala Agong edisi yang ke-36, layak ke suku akhir, menang mudah ke atas Perak, kemudiannya menewaskan Kedah tipis dan dalam final lebih tipis mengalahkan pasukan Kelantan yang mungkin diletakkan sebagai favourite dalam perlawanan itu dengan kelebihan 47-45. Okey, bersama saya pada hari ini Dr. Tan Kahuk yang merupakan pengurus pasukan Sabah yang pernah Timbalan Presiden juga untuk pasukan Sabah yang pernah berada dalam rancangan forum lebih kurang 2 tahun yang lalu. Ketika itu bersama dengan Intan Nusaina dan juga tidak lain tidak bukan legend dalam sukan rugby ini, Encik Bradley Mika yang merupakan Ketua Jurulatih Rugby Sabah, juga bekas pemain All Blacks yang berada bersama dengan kami. Okay, thank you so much Bradley for being here. So first and foremost, maybe I can ask Dr. Tan first. Looking at the victory and how unexpected it was, you know, with in the group stages where you qualified automatically to the quarterfinals, won really comfortably against Perak, and then winning slim against Kedah, winning even slimmer against Kelantan, and becoming the champions. How do you take it from here, though? Because we know it was unexpected, but how do you move forward from this victory?
Well, basically, as I said, that saying about moving things forward, as you know, that we have a comprehensive development program. We've got different age group. Then even looking at the players, 10 of my players are below the age under 23, and ada juga berapa pemain muda ya, yang umur dia di bawah 23 tahun. Memang ini semua dalam beberapa tahun ni dalam program pembangunan rugby kami, banyak kami ada budak-budak talenta. Bukan itu saja, budak-budak ni pernah pergi, they had exposure in New Zealand. Some of the boys gone, 11 boys. So to move forward, basically we got a lot of young players to carry out the task ahead.
Right.
You know? And memang cabaran tahun ni, cabaran terbesar untuk kami khususnya tidak ada perlawanan ya. Jadi banyak persiapan itu tertumpu kepada latihan, simulation dan sebagainya lah. Tapi dari segi keputusan ya, tadi Encik Ben ada bagi tahu macam mana quarter final pesertaan yang skor yang paling tinggi. Memang ketua jurulatih kami Brad Mika dan tim jurulatih dia memang sudah nampak video semualah. Memang dia orang sudah banyak menggunakan video analisa dan sebagainya lah. Jadi tiap kali kami pergi untuk perlawanan, kami sudah tahu kekuatan dan the strength and weakness of opponent lah.
Okay, moving on to Bradley. Bradley Mika is Ketua Jurulatih Pasukan Sabah. Let's talk a little bit about the team itself. How much faith did you have in your team that you could achieve something as big as this?
Yeah, my faith was 100%.
Right.
We hadn't held the cup for the last 2 years, so the difference between winning and losing those past years was basically our fitness. So that was our focus this year for the boys, and we knew if we could get them fit, skill-wise, they're right up there, and we just needed to get them fit. So we started early on in the year, and we themed our team on hard work and effort. And we had 5 values and a vision statement that the boys keep revisiting every time we were together, and that's what drove us the whole campaign.
And it clearly showed in the finals and also the semi-finals as well. It's interesting that Dr. Tan mentioned about the fact that there was not enough friendly matches. You guys had to focus more on training and stuff like that, and also the fact that you focused on the fact that fitness was a key component in how your team actually achieved what they achieved. But looking at one of the players who we can't look past the fact that we had Luke McAllister in your team. So tell us about the impact that he brought individually together with the rest of your boys in the team itself.
Yeah, he was huge for us.
How's it like in the dressing room, things like that?
Oh, when he first got here, most of the local boys were a bit scared to approach him. All the phones came up, but he was quick to level himself with the boys.
Right.
And he explained, like, he was here to help and also learn from them. So in our team, there's no superstars. Everyone's the same,
Right.
including management and coaches.
Right.
And yeah, he fit in well. He's a big impact for us.
Yeah, I was just going to mention about the superstar factor because, you know, sometimes they talk about managing individuals
Yes, yes.
Compared to just managing the team as a whole. And how important do you think that is, Dr. Dan?
I think for us, I think you must understand that one of the key thing when with the team preparation is the boys to bond. So there's this thing about they call sabahut. You often hear sabahut. Over the years, especially this year, the boys are well bonded, well united. And when Liu came into the picture, like I remember a few days ago, he did a video clip on him,
Right.
and he shared about how he came, and he was amazed with the quality and the standard of rugby with the boys, and then how that. You know, it's easy for him to blend with the boys. And last night we had a kangaroo court. You know, every time we take part in a tournament, there is a kangaroo court,
Right.
where boys who sort of top the ball, there will be sort of punishment and stuff like that. And Luke was sharing his thought that he was in tears.
Wow.
That, you know, that he realized something. I think he said, Brad, that for 30 years, 30 times playing for All Black and stuff like that,
Right.
he'd never seen that kind of harmony and unity.
Wow.
And he was taken to tears.
Oh, that's amazing.
You know, and he was saying that I've never seen this kind of bond, unity, family.
Right.
So the boys are so passionate, like Brad was saying, that there are these 5 pillars, correct?
Yeah.
They're based on this 5. And when they came into the first camp, they already established the 5 pillars, the vision statement.
Right.
To be, what I remember the vision was to be the most dominant team in Malaysia.
And true enough, you guys managed to achieve that
Exactly.
in the finals, of course. Dan satu lagi soalan yang harus saya tanyakan pada ketika ini adalah selain daripada pasukan lelaki, pasukan wanita Sabah juga agak kuat. So brings me to the next question, Bradley. You know, you're looking at the women's team who had no one score against them recently in Sukma itself, and of course, how do you think this is not just great for rugby fans in Sabah, but also nationwide? How do you think this, you know, brings rugby to the core of Malaysian sport and also becoming one of the main sports that we could actually gain from?
I think it's good and it's positive for the people of Malaysia. I mean, especially for the kids in that are aspiring to play the sport.
Yeah.
I mean, there's, like as you said, Sugma. Credit goes to the teachers that have worked hard to develop those girls.
Yeah.
And they did really well for themselves coming through, and that's just the tip that they have in Sabah at the moment.
Based on your experience coaching this Sabah team and looking at the scene here in Malaysia, what are your personal and honest thoughts with regards to where is Malaysian rugby heading towards?
I think there's potential. There's potential to go further.
Yeah.
It's just in terms of systems and that. I mean, you look at the likes of Hong Kong and Korea, which their players are professional.
Yeah.
I'm sure if Malaysia went down that road, I know it's hard, you know, but you'll see more growth, more exposure, and more experience for these players, and that's all they need.
Yeah, I agree with you. It takes time, takes a lot of effort, but you know we'll get there eventually. Dr. Tan, cerita tentang habuan-habuan, and also we're talking about the prizes that I'm sure lots of fans out there would like to know. What did Sabah take away with the win?
Well, I think the prize money was 15,000 ringgit Malaysia, and obviously, you know, that 15,000 will be shared with the players and management to motivate them further.
Yeah.
But then again, when you get back to Sabah, I think there's a lot of things waiting for us there. There was the Minister of Youth and Sport Sabah, Dato' Dato' Frankie Poon, was very excited.
Yeah.
You know, Sabah now has a new chief minister, minister of sport. So this victory is something big for the people of Sabah and as well as everybody in Sabah.
And speaking of being huge for the people of Sabah, let's just delve a little bit into grassroots development and how that actually helps, because this victory was unexpected, and of course it was a huge victory for Sabah rugby fans, the younger generation as well. How do you think this will actually make them more interested in playing rugby for the future?
I think it's good that you go back a couple of years back. We took over Sabah Rugby, me and my brother Wella, who's the president, took over Sabah Rugby in 2004.
Yeah.
And of course, my older brother being a corporate CEO of a big public listed company, so talks about corporate governance and bringing in all the integrity and governance. So that explains it why the last 2 terms, Sabah has won the Best Team Award, Best Association Award, and rugby is #1 sport in Sabah. We got about 50 associations Sabah, but rugby is #1 sport. But again, it goes back to 2004. We had a vision. We had a 2004 when he took over. We have a 3 years vision to win Agong's Cup.
Right.
But the following year, we entered final. Coincidentally, we lost to Kelantan in the final. That was in 2000.
So it's sweet revenge this time around.
Yeah, but we did beat Kelantan the other time in the semi-finals as well.
Right.
So it goes back. And then a lot of emphasis was on grassroots development, and that's how we brought in the Fijian coaches. Our Fijian, if you see a few Fijians in Sabah, they are our rugby development officers.
Okay.
So they were brought in to coach the players and all that. So we got all the different age groups, age group of 7 to 9 years old, 10 to 12 years old, 13, 14, and 16, 17. So we got all these age groups. Same thing with the girls as well. And then, of course, our network with New Zealand is fantastic. We are connected to Sir Gordon Tegens. We've got the Eagles Gordon Tegens Academy. We're connected to clubs in New Zealand as well. And then for us to bring us to another level, and that's when Mika came into the place.
Because I know, and it's interesting that you mentioned all that, because the same question I asked Bradley about, the future of Malaysian rugby, and looking at all the efforts that you've made together with Sabah Rugby as well. How do you think this will, overall help and increase the awareness and also the interest towards rugby right here in Malaysia as a whole?
Well, I think the potentials are fantastic. It's just that we've got to take a professional approach. How do we do things? Like I'm also the head of Malaysian Rugby High Performance Committee. So we have also come out of all the KPIs, you know what I mean? What defines our high-performance nations, top tier 1, tier 2. We have come out of all the things. But I think the key thing for us to look at that we have tremendous potential even at 7 to 15 to do well.
That's amazing.
But just the professional approach, running it professionally and bring all the expertise and stuff like that. So to bring it to another level.
Right. Quick last question. We're running out of time. Brad, what are your expectations for Sabah Rugby moving forward?
I guess more people playing, more kids playing, and I guess the most important thing is trying to upskill the teachers in that lower end, and upskill the coaches there, because if they're doing a good job, then rugby will grow.
Yeah, it's interesting that you mentioned that, because we always talk about grassroots development and getting the kids involved and stuff like that, but we never think about the fact that, of course, the educators need to be upschooled as well, and be taught how to give the right sort of training to these kids. And it's amazing that you mentioned that. I hope there'll be more awareness of that, and of course, I'm sure Dr. Tan has taken note of that as well. Thank you so much both for your time. We appreciate you being here. We hope to see you again real soon, and all the best to Sabah Rugby for the future, and also Malaysian Rugby secara amnya kita mengharapkan kita dah tahu dah ranking kita di dunia di peringkat Asia adalah tempat kelima. Harapkan yang terbaik untuk rugby di masa hadapan. Majulah sukan untuk Malaysia. Kita jumpa lagi esok hari. Bye-bye.